Yo guys, sorry, you already know that today I'm bringing you guys my battle for week 2 of the TBU against Onesie Bennett, also known as Alex, and his Birmingham Spritzee. This is the 6th or 7th time that I've played Alex, I think 6th, making him the person that I've played the most in Draft League format, which is pretty intense. So we got a pretty intense rivalry going, and I was supposed to play him in this most recent season of PPL, and I wasn't able to play that game. So yeah, he was looking for some revenge there, but he's gonna have to get his revenge here. And yeah, so quickly go over the team that I have. I have the Volcanion. It's Assault Vest because he has a lot of silly special attackers with some SPDF investment, some speed to outspeed something. I don't remember. And yeah, max HP, a lot of SPDF, some speed, and then some special attack. Flamethrower, Focus Blast, Sludge Bomb, Steam Eruption. Cryogonal is especially defensive one. With Rapid Spin, Freeze Dry Recover, Hidden Power Fire, because Alex has a lot of fire weaknesses, so hopefully I can capitalize on that. Thundy Eye, first time that it showed up, it is a Thunder Wave, Volt Switch, Incinerate, Focus Blast. It's Expert Belt, because with those 3 moves, Thunder Wave, doesn't do damage. With those 3 moves, I actually hit, I think, almost everything super effectively, except for Tapu Koko, and there's probably like 1 or 2 other mons on his team that I don't hit super effectively, but is enough to outspeed something scary, probably the Hydreigon, and then there's max special attack and then some HP investment. Tyrantrum is Scarfed. I brought Tyrantrum off the bench, put Toxicroak on the bench. It has Stealth Rock and Head Smash and Dragon Claw and Fire Fang. Vaporeon is specially defensive also, with Scald, Ice Beam, Wish Protect. And Mega Mawile is specially defensive also? Let me check. It's physically defensive, Pain Split, Sucker Punch, Fire Fang, and Play Rough. So that's my team, and let's go ahead and get into the battle. So I let off with Volcanion. Without really realizing it, it's actually the second week in a row that I've done that, which is pretty interesting. I didn't really mean for that, but I didn't have a planned lead, and I was thinking as long as he doesn't lead with the Diggersby, I can do a lot to a lot. But of course he leads off with the Diggersby, so, you know, there goes all that. I predict him to go for either an Earthquake or a U-turn. I didn't see the point for him to go for anything else, so I made the semi-bold switch into the Thunderous, which I probably should have just started out with to begin with. Which might not have been a good thing, but you'll see later. So he goes for U-turn. I find out that he is not Life Orb, he's not banded, thinking that he could be Scarfed, so I'll keep that in the back of my mind. And he goes into Tapu Koko, and I basically only have 1 switch into this, which is going to be my Cryogonal. That is why it is specially defensive, because, you know, I don't have a lot of switches to this, especially with the electric terrain. So, very spooky, very scary. And we're going to see this Thunderbolt do, like, okay damage, but, you know, I'm a Cryogonal, that's specially defensive, so eating it up. You know how it goes. I forget what I went for this turn. I believe I went for a prediction thing for something. Oh, but he went for Acrobatics, and I kind of didn't take into the effect that he, could, you know, like, actually 2-hit kill me from the range I was at, but he can. So that freeze dry actually does a lot, but unfortunately, because I didn't really factor in Acrobatics, it is going to put me at a point where I will die if he goes for another one. So I'm thinking that he's either going to go for Acrobatics or Volt Switch, and he ended up going for Thunderbolt, doing a little bit more to Tyrantrum than I would have liked, but I figured I could still get a lot of pressure off on him. I thought about going for Stealth Rock here, but I just wanted to get a lot of damage off, and I go for the Head Smash, I think. Yes, I go for Head Smash, and now at this point I do think that this Diggersby is Scarfed, but I wasn't sure, and I didn't have a confident switch in, because I switched into Thunderous last time. If you predict second goes for like a return or something, it could be that, but he goes for knockoff, and I actually get to stay in, which means that I can kill him with this Head Smash. Oh wait, I can't, because I miss, because that's going to be the story of this game, spoiler alert, but I know that he's choiced into knockoff because he went before me, so he is officially Scarfed, which means I get a free switch into Mega Mawile. I'm actually a little bit surprised that he didn't double switch predicting this, but he goes for knockoff, which does a clean 13 damage to me because I'm physically defensive and the Intimidate drop. So yeah, he has to switch out, which means that he doesn't have a lot to take a Fire Fang, which I believe I go for. I'm going to double check. I believe I go for Fire Fang because he doesn't have a lot of switch-ins to fire type moves. That's just what his team is somewhat weak to. So I go ahead for the Fire Fang, and I miss. So yeah, told you that's going to be the story of the game. So I decided to switch out because an Earthquake could do a lot. Even though I thought that he might go for Stealth Rocks, I probably should just try to go for Fire Fang again, or maybe go into Kragenol to really get the rocks out of the way. But yeah, I went to Vaporeon thinking that I could scare him out with a Scald, and I believe I go for the semi-okay play with Wish. But there's a Meganium, and I don't deal well with Pokemon that are like lower tier that I don't expect a lot from. I mean, sometimes I do, but a lot of times I don't. The last season when I battled Alex, I mean, he wrecked me a little bit with his Blossom, and Meganium is going to do a little bit of the same stuff. I didn't think that he was going to be able to take out my Volcanion on one hit, and then I was hoping that I'd be able to outspeed, which was kind of a mistake. I don't have a lot of speed investment on Volcanion, and after that Swords Dance, he's clearly offensive. So Swords Dance Earthquake is going to do a lot of damage, but actually not take me out. So that's, I mean, Meganium's really not that strong if it can't take me out after +2. But either way, I go with the Flamethrower, and what it can do is live this Flamethrower, which is super dumb. And I kind of no, I don't leave in Volcanion to die because I don't want it to, because Volcanion's good. But I go into Thundurus thinking that he'd just go for an Earthquake, which was kind of maybe a stupid move, because he goes for the style points, and he's going to just watch. It's pretty awesome. And he goes for the Devastating Drake, which is amazing. I applaud Alex for that. The Devastating Drake Meganium. Yeah, I mean, you can't get mad at that. That's just amazing. So yeah, my Thundurus goes down to that, which, I mean, maybe I should have sacked off something else, but my bad. Maybe should have sacked off Tyrantrum. I think Tyrantrum's still alive at this point, that I could have sacked it off. But yeah, I didn't do that, so shame on me. I go ahead and go for the Sucker Punch, making this the second week in a row that Mega Mawile has gotten a kill, which is surprising. I mean, as good as it is, I thought I was going to screw up much more with Mega Mawile and not be able to kill anything. But I've gotten 2 kills, and they've both been by Sucker Punch, so that's pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and switch out, thinking that he's going to go for the Earthquake this time. Go back into this, which I really should stop switching out. I mean, both times I should have just went for Fire Fang on this thing, but I didn't. I switch out and I get Toxic. And at this point, I'm pretty sure that this is not going to go my way. Yeah, I don't know. At this point, I was just like, oh boy, this is going to get whittled down. I don't have Fuel Bell, and I don't really have a lot for a lot of other stuff. So, as you'll see, what is about to happen, though, is I think I just go for the Scald this time because I want to start getting off damage. And he switches into Tapu Koko, which I don't actually have a switch into anymore because Kragen was low, and that was basically my switch-in. So, yeah, we're already to that point where I have to, like, sack stuff off and whatnot. If only I gotten, like, a crit or something, that would have been cool, but no. I don't get that, which is fine, I suppose. So I think at this point is when I sack off my Tyrantrum, because, yeah, it's alive, and with things like this, it's not going to be alive much longer. So, yeah, unfortunately, it is going to go down, and then I believe, I forget what I go into. I mean, I feel like, hindsight, what would make sense would be to go into Mega Mawile and then, like, try to Sucker Punch. Yeah, okay, maybe that's what I do. Look at that. But I did that to kill off this Meganium, and I didn't think that he was going to stay in, and I have to try and make some plays, so I'm actually going to go for the Fire Fang, which is fantastic. Look at this super ultra mega prediction, and he has a whatchamacallit berry. Is that an Aka berry? I think so. Yeah. So if I would have hit the first Fire Fang, that wouldn't be there this time, and I would have done way more damage. So the moves that I missed really did play a part into this battle, which really sucks. I figured he was going to go for Earthquake, because what else was he going to go for at this point? And he does. And I just kind of figure that, like, I should, like, get these rocks out of the way, so then at least Volcanion can come in multiple times, potentially. So that was the rationale here. Is I go for Rapid Spin, then he, like, takes me out, and then I, like, switch into Volcanion, and then, you know, damage stuff. So that was like the plan. So he takes out the Cragnole, which, you know, sad face. And the electricity's gone. That's cool. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I go into the Volcanion, and then I can just take this out, or I can get big damage on anything coming in. So I'm going to go ahead and go for the nice and powerful Steam Eruption, I believe. Which, you know, I miss, because why wouldn't I? To be fair, that wouldn't have done a lot to Hydreigon, but, you know, still sucks. So my switch into Hydreigon is Vaporeon, which would have worked better if I wasn't Toxic, but, you know. He's going to go for the Earth Power, and he's going to get the special defense drop. So my specially defensive Mon is not going to work anymore, which means I've officially, like, run out of anything to answer this Hydreigon for. I'm pretty sure I was thinking that I think a Draco is just going to, like, take me out, but he actually just goes for Dark Pulse. I stay in because I don't have anything else to deal with this. I mean, the reason I went for Wish is I don't have a reason. I probably just went for Ice Beam and banked on, like, him getting frozen, maybe. That would have been something to bank on. I mean, it's not good, but it's better than just giving up and going for Wish, but that's essentially what I did, because I figured he was going to take me out this turn, or I could maybe predict him and switch into something else. I'm not entirely sure. But he's just going to take out Vaporeon. The crit, I mean, doesn't matter, but at this point, he's just kind of rubbing salt in the wounds. So, it is what it is. I know that my last two Mons, A, don't outspeed Hydreigon, and B, like, die to its moves. So I'm having a lot of issues with my team with certain coverage, specifically things that have a solid coverage of, like, ground, fire, and, like, just dragon, I guess. Hydreigon's move pool just, I didn't really have switch-ins for, so for the second week in a row, I just don't have switch-ins to my opponent's dragons, and I end up losing. So this one's a 5-0, which gives me an 0-2 record with a -9 differential. Puts me in last place. I'm pretty sure in the entirety of the TBU, so that's cool. I keep building my teams thinking that, like, I can have switch-ins to stuff, and then I don't, you know, which is unfortunate. And my offense just never seems to do enough, or it'll just miss. So, not really sure where to go from here. I'm just gonna throw teams together and just keep trying to play. There's really nothing else I can do. So, yeah. Hopefully, guys, you enjoyed, I suppose. And if you have any questions about my team or my decision making, go ahead and just ask in the comments below, or any other form of way to get in contact with me, and I will be sure to answer any inquiries and all that good stuff. So that has been this week in the TBU. Next week we play L5, I believe, and the Oakland Bruiser Raiders, someone I've never played before. So that'll be cool. I'll probably lose again, but, you know, it is what it is. We'll at least keep a little bit of optimism before it happens. Sure. So until then, guys, I will see you then. Stay safe.